Sorry, boys.
If we can be reasonably quick, Harvey, George?
Sure, man.
Craig, obviously happy to come away with it. You know, tough place to win.
Yeah, it's obviously a tough place to win against a tough team too, you know. Obviously, you know, I suppose both teams had a few guys, you know, backing up, so that's always tough to back up. You know, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, you know. You're always sore after an Origin game and probably, you know, a little bit, you know, felt the letdown, I suppose. You know, it's a big build-up there in the Origin game, and, you know, that game was one of the, you know, the best games, you know, I can remember seeing for a long time. So I know our boys were a bit sore, and I imagine the Rooster guys were a little bit sore as well. So, yeah, really, you know, I know how often the lead changed, but it changed plenty, and we were probably a little bit fortunate. Tupou Nord, you know, dropped that ball, and then we end up scoring off the next set. So yeah, like I say, it was. Yeah, either team could have won the night, but as you said, it's a tough place to win. And they're a tough team to play against, and you know we're really grateful we're going home with the 2 points.
What were you thinking when Jerome Hughes stepped back inside the defence?
Yeah, it wasn't too many nice thoughts, I was thinking. I'm not quite sure what he was doing. I don't know, he wanted to beat another bloke. I don't know, is there a stat for that? Stepping people, and he wanted to get an extra one? I don't know. But yeah, I just thought he could have kept going. He probably scores easy. So, and I think the same thing happened there. Like, you know, we ended up giving away a penalty and then went down the other end, you know, and they scored. So, yeah, but I'm sure Jerome will have a look at that.
Hey, what was your view on Sam Walker goes off for a concussion in the second half? It looked like Felice put his elbow in somewhat, and there's a bit of talk around that on the call. What was?
I didn't see it. I didn't. You know, like again, I don't really watch the screen up there. I'm watching, you know, what's happening on the field. So I didn't really see what happened, but I don't know. I don't think he got penalised for it. So you think if there was something that was wrong with it, you know, the bunker would have stepped in. But like I say, I can't even remember I remember like Sam going off, but I didn't know there was you know, what happened. So, but as I said, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to comment on something that I didn't see, and you know, I'll have a look. But you know, you think the bunker would have picked it up if it wasn't within the rules.
You must have been happy with it. There was a period late in the first half, I think, when Meany stopped Suwali in the corner, and then Anderson jumps with Tupou on the other side. You must have been kind of happy to see someone like Meany perhaps doesn't, you know, he's not a particularly, I don't know what the opposite of unsung is, sung player. And then Anderson obviously on debut to be able to compete so well with such, you know, 2 Origin wingers. Yeah, well, I just give, you know, our back three a real rap in there. Like, you know, obviously we've seen their back three as a real danger. You know, Tedesco and Suwali and Tupou, like there's not many better back threes in the competition than those guys. You know, they can score tries, but they can make meters for them as well. And we all know, you know, how good a player Teddy is. So obviously, you know, 2 of them played Origin as well, so that might have took a little bit of an edge off them. But I thought our back three. You know, they haven't played much first grade, and Nick's played a bit of first grade, but he hasn't played a lot of fullback. So I thought they held their own really good tonight, you know, and with all due respect, they were probably, you know, 3 of our better players. What do you think about Seve on the other side, who, you know, he's been in and out a little bit, and he looked superb out there today? Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's the best game he's played for our club, without a doubt. You know, he's probably, again, he hasn't been a regular, to be quite honest, and, you know, I think he probably lacked a little bit of confidence around that, but I think he's played 4 or 5 games now, and he's done some really good things. But at other times his concentration has probably dropped a touch. So I think today he got his concentration on right from the start and kept it for 80 minutes. And, you know, he played really well.
What about Olam in that sense, Craig? Like, was the only probably guy people would have had a nailed down starter in your back line this year, and I think it was 18 runs and 180 metres. He just kept going, didn't he?
Yeah, well, again, he'd come up against, one of the best centres in the comp too in Manu. He's a good player and he's been, playing really well this year. So that was a bit of a, I suppose a personal duel for Justin. And I suppose, he was showing the other guys, the way as well. The other, the two wingers and the other centre, like really inexperienced, all those guys, But he really stood up, Justin, and done a great job. And he is playing a little bit busted, to be quite honest. But he's been doing a great job for us, and he was really good today.
Greg, what about these scenes? What can you tell us about this kid, Greg?
Yeah, well, again, I don't. He's been down. A few times to train with us, for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, but has never, with all due respect, being honest, we've never really thought of him, we'll put him in this week, because, we probably haven't seen the need. I know he's a handy player, but he's basically a centre. That's his preferred position. So he'd come down, for another trip, I think he was going to be down for 5 weeks. I think that'll probably get extended. But he was going to be down for 5 weeks during Origin. And like I say, when Xavier went down on Wednesday, we were looking at probably putting in Will Warbrick, and he got hurt his calf on early in the week. So, with all due respect, he was the last man standing. So, but like I say, he done one hell of a job, and that's great scenes. Like his family come in last night. His dad basically was reduced to tears, to be quite honest. So it's he hasn't had an easy run, but he's done a great job tonight, and it's a really nice story.
Just Xavier, is it 8 weeks? Is that what?
Yeah, he's going in for an operation, I think. Monday afternoon or Monday night, I think. But the prediction is 8 weeks. Yeah.
And next Friday, perhaps, is he definitely back next week?
I'm not quite sure of that. I'm not going to say that he is. Well, I'm not going to say he ain't either. He had a couple of training sessions this week, and the second one was better than the first one. So I know he's doing a bit of running again tomorrow. So we'll just see how he pulls up from that. But we've got another week off after next week's game against the Broncos. So, if he's still struggling, we'll probably leave him another week. But, we'd like to have him back, obviously. So we'll just see how he goes through the week. And with all due respect, Paps is one of those guys that really, he'll have an idea himself. He just won't go on the medical. He'll sort of, obviously we'll go on the medical advice as well, but he'll know whether he's ready to play or not, and we'll go from there. Thanks, boys. Thanks a lot. Who else is it?